Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome to a beautiful July's morning here down on Court Farms Country Park. This is episode 80 of the Let's Play series. I do hope you're all doing very well and having a wonderful day. So, as you can see, you find me just mucking out the cows. Now, I would hope that they wouldn't be sitting in my way. I do hate, and I've said this millions of times, haven't I? I hate driving through my cattle, as it were, but they're just too stubborn to shift out of the way sometimes, aren't they? There we go. Anyway, there wasn't a huge amount there, just under 5,000 litres of manure to get shifted out the barn, but we've got a good day's work ahead of us now. So, what we have got to do today, our oats are ready to harvest. We have 4 fields ready to go, and we're going to make a start on those. Now, this is potentially going to be the final harvest for us down here on Court Farms. Obviously, we've been here for a good couple of years now, but with Farming Simulator 25 being almost literally just around the corner, a few days away, this may well end up being our last harvest. So we're going to make a start on that. Now we also do have another big job that we need to take on, is our silage. Now, of the 4 bunkers that we have full of silage, now we've got a lot of it as well. 2 of them are completely fermented, 100%. One of them currently is about 98%, so that'll be done in a couple of hours' time. And the last one that we filled up just round the corner here in the yard, this is about 25% done, so we've got a bit of time for that. This one here, got a bit of time for that to ferment away. So the big job involved there is obviously to get it all shifted out of the bunkers and into the BGA and get that bank account ramped up. Now, obviously, let's just turn that off there. I'll bring up the heads-up display. We've got £637,000 in the bank, so we're kind of alright for money at the minute, but we could always do with more, couldn't we? So, we're doing left, right and centre. So, yeah, we're going to start with the harvest. As I say, look at that beautiful day down here on Court Farms Country Park. So, we're going to jump in the little blue New Holland here and get the header trailer hitched up and get out to our first field. Now, I think the combine does need a little bit of fuel. It's not too empty. It's only, I think it's probably about 3/4, but I think obviously with 4 fields ahead of us to do, let's top up that fuel tank and get it ready for the work ahead. It's been a while since we've had that thing dug out, isn't it? It's all nice and clean, but yeah, so let's get this thing hitched up. Now, very interestingly, I think I'd mistakenly said this in my live stream that I did the other night back over on Edgewater, but I was under the impression regarding maps and Farming Simulator 25 and some of these gems that Oxygen David has produced for us, I was led to believe that we wouldn't be getting any converted maps from Oxy into FarmSim 25, but I read a post on Facebook the other day from him. Yeah, I think it was a bit of a vote, potentially, but yeah, he was essentially just saying that he may well consider converting possibly one map into FarmSim 25, which is incredibly exciting, because he is fully aware that the obviously his Whitcomb Park farm that he's in the middle of making, which looks absolutely incredible, obviously that's not going to be anywhere near ready till probably this time next year, to be honest. And obviously good things are worth waiting for, aren't they? Certainly not being impatient, but I think by the sounds of things, he has said that in the meantime, to get something out for Farming Simulator 25, we may well have one of his previous works of art created for FarmSim 25. So whether that be going back to Farming Simulator 19, I did see a couple of people say opt for Chellington. I know that was definitely one of my favourites back on 19. But again, obviously some of the beauties from 22, we got Carmsden, we got this place, Court Farms. It would be amazing to see some of these in FarmSim 25, wouldn't it? So, we've got that to look forward to, potentially. Now, obviously, I've got no idea of the time it takes to convert a map from the coding of FarmSim 22 into FarmSim 25, but either way, with the extra bits that FarmSim 25 has to offer, the detail and the weather effects, etc., plus everything else, I'm sure it's going to be pretty amazing to see one of these in 25. So definitely looking forward to that. So anyway, let's get this thing fueled up. We're going to start in field 109, I think it is. Let's just bring up the map PDA very quickly. Where are we? So yeah, as you see, I've just dropped the header next to the shed here in field 109. So we're going to make a start in this one. And we're going to get the, obviously get the oats put into the silo for now. Now with money being what it is, obviously I don't have to stress about getting the stuff sold. I'll just step away from the noisy engine and that for now. Yeah, I don't need to worry about getting the crops sent over to a sell point or anything like that. The primary reason for planting oats in the 4 fields that I did way back when was for horse feed essentially. So we're going to get a load stuck into the silo here. Now we do also still have the grain mill over there. We own that's been ticking away slowly. I've not really had to have any involvement in that for quite a while. Again, if I pop into our production systems menu, the grain mill here, it's out of space at the minute, isn't it? We've got flour. It's distributing. It does all this automatically. So I think I do need to go and take a trip down to the bakery and empty that of the bread. I've not done that in a while, have I? But as you can see, we've still got quantities of product in the grain mill there. So and we've still got 64,000 litres of oats in there. So yeah, I think I do, as a matter of urgency, need to take a trip down to. I'm sure I've got the bakery actually set to sell. Thinking about it, that's why I haven't had any involvement in it. Let's just go down to here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, selling. Of course, that's why I haven't had any intervention with it, because it does it all automatically. So yeah, that's just been ticking away nicely in the background, hasn't it? I've not really had to have anything to do with that. It's still full of flour and creating the bread, so yeah, I guess I'll just leave that be. Maybe that's one reason why it's been taking so long. Can't keep up with demand. Right. That's full. 500 litres of diesel. Excellent stuff. So let's get this unfolded and we shall make a start on our final harvest down here on Court Farms. Right, so this is the last of it. So there we go. 6,382 litres left in the combine harvester there, all now into the trailer now. And we had one trailer load before, 20,470 litres. So in total from this field we've yielded 26,852 litres. So that'll do. Obviously it's not a particularly big field, is it? But the yield was good. It was a fully prepped field, you know what we do on down on the farm here, we're getting things right, doing all the liming and the fertilising, so the numbers are as good as they can be. So we got 3 more to do now. So let me just wind my way through here. Careful not to crash into the wall. Right, so we'll get this lot dumped into the silo. Might make it a little bit easy for myself if I jump out of cab mode. There we go. Tip that oats in. But I think what I'm going to do, because we do, I've got 3-day months on at the minute. It's been that way for quite a while now. So what I think I'm going to do is just take my time with all the jobs. And I think what I'm going to do is jump into, or reconnect the pickup wagon. There we go. I think we'll just leave that there for now. Disconnect that. We'll connect up the pickup wagon and we're going to get all the straw picked out of that field and get it taken into our straw silo that's just over the back of that shed there next to the grass field. And then we can call that field 109 completely boxed off then. Harvested, straw picked up. I'm in no rush, of course. The weather's great for today. The forecast has given sun all day long, so I'm not worrying about rain coming or anything like that. So I think we'll disconnect the header from the harvester. We'll take the New Holland with the header and trailer round to the next field that we'll be working in. And which I think we'll have a go at that one next. But as I say, we'll get the straw picked up first, and I think I might, once all this is done, and we've got the straw picked up and into the silo, I'll see how that 4th bunker is getting on. We may well jump onto that and get that silage emptied out, just so we can start ramping up that bank balance even more than it is now. So that looks roughly about right, I think. Let's just jump out very quickly, disconnect that PTO. We should just be able to drop that there. Wait for that reassuring. There we go. When you know it's locked onto the trailer. I do love that feature in this game, I must admit. In FARMERSIM 19, that used to be a nightmare for me, obviously trying to make sure that you've got your header properly in the right place on the trailer was always a bit of a nightmare, and then running auto drive and hoping that the header didn't fall off. But yeah, that auto lock feature is a very helpful thing, I must admit. So we'll just park this up here for now, out the way. There we go. So yeah, I think it might be quicker just to jump through the fence here, mightn't I? Jump through the hedge. There we are. So yeah, as I say, I'm going to get all this straw picked up. We'll follow the same course as the harvester. Obviously, with a baler, obviously, ideally you want to turn that course round and run centre rows first, as opposed to the headlands. But with the pickup wagon, it's fine just to run the same course as the combine. So we'll get all this lot done. As I say, tipped into the straw silo, and I'll pick you back up again when it's all there. Right, that's the last of it. Out the field, all the straw picked up, and it is only 7:30 in the morning, so we're making good time considering what the jobs we've got ahead of us. A few more fields to harvest, obviously straw to get picked up as well, and all that silage work we've got left to do as well, which we're going to crack on with right away for a bit of variety in today's video. Just going to get this lot dumped in here. Now in total we have got from that field 130,736 litres of straw. So that's pretty decent. I'm going to bring up the heads-up display very quickly, just so I know that I've got the trigger. Where are we? There we are. Get that lot tipped in. And that's job done for that one, so that's all good. Well, that bug hasn't happened at all in this episode so far off camera, but there we go. Get out the tractor and I'm still there. Right, sorted. Straw. Out of one field, into the silo. So, like I said, we're going to crack on now with the silage work. We've got a couple of bunkers. I'm hoping that the third bunker is also fermented. It was 98% last time I looked, and in that time we've got the field harvested and all the straw picked up, so I'm hoping that third one should be ready to go. So let's disconnect that and drop that off in there for now. We shall... Now, which bits of machinery we're going to need? We're going to need a tractor and a trailer. Do you know what? We may as well just stick with a Massey. It's doing us proud so far. And to be fair, I actually had to throw just under £5 at this thing off camera again before we started the harvest, because it broke down on me. It conked out because it was over 50% damage. So it needed a bit of money throwing at it. So I threw it in the workshop. Got it serviced and fully maintained again. So what I actually think I'm going to do is, as a little bit of a difference from the way I've previously dealt with the silage in the bunkers, is I think I'm actually going to throw about 40 grand at a belt system and see how that fares, because obviously up to now, previously I've just been manually unloading it with the telehandler, but again, just maybe for a bit of variety and just to see how much easier it makes it for me. So that's one, that one's at 100%. It was this one that was at 98%. So, ooh, 99%. Right, okay. But I reckon by the time, if I focus on these two silage bunkers first, get these ones unloaded. Let's remind myself of the numbers. So, open silo, 434,238 litres in that one. And in this one, if I remember correctly as well, I've got to go all the way to the back here, haven't I? If I'm not careful, I'm going to get stuck. Oh, I can actually do it off the ledge there. There we go. 648,015. So that's pretty much as that's north of 1 million litres, isn't it? What do we have? 648 something in there. 434. So 1.1 million litres in there. So what I think I'm going to do, like I said, I am going to buy the belt system, but I'm going to use the mod there that brings the shop to my doorstep, as it were, the store deliveries, because the last thing I want to try and do is drive a belt system up the road, because they're not particularly they don't connect very well to some of the vehicles, and I don't want to be driving that up the road. So let's go into our menu system here, belt system, and I think the one I tend to use most is the Grimmy SL80 here. So 38 grand. Yep, let's have a bit of that. There we are. Now let's jump into it, start it up, let's get it unfolded. Now, let's fold conveyor belt. Now I don't want to fold that yet because I do want to move it, don't I? But I also want to extend that because I'm going to need as much reach as I can. So that I don't know, because I am going to try and put this whole job as well into another cinematic. It is quite long, that one, isn't it? So we'll start with this one over here. Although, because this silage bunker is a bit backwards and I've had to open it from the back end there, I'm curious as to whether it's going to allow me to... Will it just load? Don't know if it will or not, will it? I'm going to need to... open the rest of the bunker in order for that belt to recognise the silage in here, aren't I? And to do that, I am going to quickly need the telehandler, so I can go and... well, I think that should work. Stick with me here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if this should sort it. I think the silage bunker needs to recognise the bucket as I try and unload it now that it's been opened. Or at least drive the telehandler up over the mound of silage and just see if I can trigger the blanket to completely go. That's the idea anyway. Let's see if this works. I have to take it round the long way. Well, in actual fact, no, let's take it round this way. And I can drive it round the back, and the one that I have already opened on this side as well, I can try and trigger that blanket to completely disappear as well. He says. So, let's see what happens if I... Really got to go from the other end. Goodness me. Bit of off-roading here. Right. So, let's do this one first. So if I... camera right first. Right, there we go. That's that bit done there. And then... Right. That looks... apart from one tiny bit at the very back end there, that looks like that bit's done. And we'll have to do the same on this one, which is going to be even more of a nightmare, because I'm going to have to clamber this thing right over the top of that. And it's quite a steep mound, isn't it? Let's be honest. So let's lift that bucket up a smidge. Reverse right the way up here. Come on, beastie, you can do it. And if I just... No, don't go too far. Right. There's that bit. Does that open the whole thing? Almost. Right. That was a bit messy there, wasn't it? Sorry. So, there we go. Let's turn that off, get that out of the way. Let's jump in here again. Right. Now this should work, shouldn't it, now? This thing should just pick up my silage, shouldn't it? Let's see what happens if I put the... I was expecting to see the silage just come running up the belt. Ready for me to drive underneath. That's not doing what I expected it to do. I am almost certain that these things do take silage. They do, don't they? Stop engine. Right. Okay. Bear with me a few seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to figure out what's wrong with this. I'll put you back up in a second or two. Right, well, as you can see, I've given up with that conveyor belt idea. I'd got myself a little bit confused because essentially I've got a modded version of that Grimmy conveyor belt, and it's an auto load version, and that one does pick up off the ground automatically. The standard base game one, the one that I've just purchased, I've just sold it and put the money back into my bank account so we haven't actually lost out on anything essentially. But as I say, I was getting myself a bit confused because I've got the modded version with the auto unload, picks up off the ground automatically, and kind of does the job. But in this instance, it didn't. I'd used it previously over on my Tahitian County save, and it worked perfectly well for the manure in the big cow shed. So I'd been using that as the belt system to unload the manure, and it would just auto unload into the trailer. But when you pulled the trailer away, the conveyor belt would automatically stop. For some reason, over here, it did that, but because I owned the land that it was on, it just kept on unloading it into a big pile onto the ground, which is not what I was hoping for. Now, of course, with the standard one, the bit I was missing, with the standard base game Grimmy, is it the SL80, I think it's called, the conveyor belt that I've just bought. you need the addition of the little lizard S510, like the little extra bit that you essentially connect to the front of it, and it picks up off the ground. So I did try that, and I did get that going, but it's painfully slow, and it's much quicker for me to do it this way, just doing it manually with the telehandler, because I've got the 20,000 litre bucket on the front here. Yeah, I was hoping essentially that the conveyor belt would make life a little bit easier for me, but nope, that's not the case whatsoever. So we're going to crack on with this now. We're going to get all this lot unloaded. It's going to take a bit of a while, so I'm going to do my best again to pop a bit of music behind this whole job, and I'll see you all in a wee while's time when we've got a good chunk of this into the biogas plant. Right then, so here we are, several hours later. As you can see, it's 11:15 in the morning now, not far off lunchtime, but we have got all 3 bunkers emptied, and I think for the first time ever, I've actually had no stuck silage. You know, when sometimes it kind of solidifies into a corner and into the back edge of a bunker. I haven't had a single bit of that this time, so that was quite a result. But if I jump very quickly into the production systems menu, right, I haven't activated it yet because I just wanted to see exactly what we got in here right now. So 1.483 million litres of silage. So activate, boom. That is going to bring in some serious cash, just under 1.5 million litres of silage. And we've still got the bunker over there, which has just north of 1 million litres as well. So money-wise from silage, we are going to be absolutely raking it in over these next in-game days, months. But yeah, there we go. So that's a good job done. And we have actually had quite a productive episode today, haven't we, ladies and gentlemen? We've got our first field of oats harvested. We've got the straw picked up and put into our straw silo. That's obviously for the cow bedding and the cow feed as well. But yeah, and now we've got all 3 bunkers emptied as well. So that's excellent work. Got a lot done, and that's all in the morning. Not even lunchtime yet, technically. So really happy with that. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, for today's episode, I'm going to call it here. So thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun and a little bit interesting. As always, if you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Please give the video a like, a thumbs up. It does do wonders, helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or even the full game itself, or even pre-ordering Farming Simulator 25, and you like the idea of helping a content creator out and supporting their channel, as always, I would be massively appreciative. So thank you again for your time, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.